92 में हमने मल्टी डेकोर की स्थापना करी और उसके बाद में पहला ऑर्डर हमें फोर्ड इंडिया लिमिटेड से 7 लाख का ऑर्डर मिला। फिर दूसरा ऑर्डर एस्कॉर्ट्स ग्रुप से मिला, फिर BXL इंडिया लिमिटेड, इंडियन ऑयल और धीरे धीरे बहुत सारी कंपनियां इस तरह से हमारे साथ जुड़ती गई और हम जोड़ते चले गए प्री फैब में। 2009 में प्रदीप IIM इंदौर से पढ़ाई करने के बाद में वो हमारे कंपनी के साथ में जुड़ गया।
I completed my executive MBA in 2010 and decided not to work for anybody else, and I joined Multi-Decor. In 2012, company was transformed from Multi-Decor proprietorship to private limited. Until 2015, company was growing at a steady pace but on a constant number, not a multi-fold jumps. It was a stagnant phase. We were not on a big numbers. In 2015, I was away from the organization due to some illness. Once I joined back, I realized company should run as a well-oiled machinery. It should be on autopilot. It should not be dependent on a person. So I started designing systems and processes. From 2016 till 2018, growth was better due to some processes, but again, the knowledge is always limited. I felt the need of learning. In 2018, there was ad by IMSM of India for Mission 5X, which resonated with my plan for growth and automation. IMSME introduced us to School of Inspirational Leadership, where we underwent numerous programs. Journey started with burning desire, where the context was set right by orienting us as a business leader. The very important lesson which was taken aback was owner and business is totally separate entity. They were two different things. The second session of strategy taught us how that growth path can be achieved. A business plan was made. There were numerous sessions and numerous learnings. All were taken back and taught to our core team in the organizations. This financial year, we have taken a jump of 90%. And for the next financial year, we have set up a target of 120%. SIL is a true partner in your growth. They not only impart you the knowledge, but also handhold you through the all complete process. I can personally guarantee entrepreneurs who wish to take up this journey that your journey will not only be rewarding but a life-changing one.
You are unique. You are passionate. SIL salutes the rigor and dream within you. We promise to be a strong catalyst in your life.
मेरा नाम भूपेन हुड्डे है। मेरी कंपनी का नाम शारदा केबल ट्रेस प्राइवेट लिमिटेड है और ये पुणे महाराष्ट्र में स्थित है। हमारी कंपनी केबल ट्रे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करती है, जिसमें GI, MS, SS, FRP और एल्यूमिनियम टाइप के केबल ट्रेज हैं। मेरी कंपनी स्टार्ट हुई 2011 से स्टार्ट की है, जो कि मैंने 3 साल तक की ट्रेडिंग किया था और 2015 में मैंने मैन्युफैक्चरिंग स्टार्ट किया। मुझको थोड़ा सेल्स में चैलेंजेस था, इसलिए मैंने अक्षय सर का 10 दिन का सेशन स्टार्ट किया, जिसमें मुझको मेरे बहुत से डाउट्स जो है वो क्लियर हुए। इसके 1-2 महीने बाद मैंने सर का पर्सनल एडवाइस सेशन स्टार्ट किया, जिससे कि मेरे को जो चैलेंजेस थे सेल्स में, सेल्स बढ़ाना है या मेरे को मेरा टारगेट कैसा अचीव करना है और कस्टमर को प्रॉम्प्ट टाइम पे सर्विस, ये सब के बारे में मेरे को उन्होंने नॉलेज दिया। तो ऐसे करते मेरे को सर के साथ 3 सेशन अभी कंप्लीट हुए और मैं आगे भी इनके साथ अच्छा काम करने का है और मुझे अपना टारगेट अचीव करने का है। और सर ने मुझको बहुत अच्छी एडवाइस दी है, जैसे मेरे को प्रमोशन कैसे करना चाहिए, यूट्यूब पे प्रमोशन कैसे करना चाहिए, मेरी कंपनी इस लेवल पे जाने के लिए मुझको क्या क्या एफर्ट्स लगाना चाहिए। तो ये मैंने अभी तक के उनसे सीखा।
Namaskar, my name is Sandeep Hindurao Shinde. My company name is SIL Electrotechnics Private Limited. We are working in the field of automation and electricals. We are manufacturing control panels and trading into control panels components. For this sales advisory program, why we have come here, because last 3 years we are not able to achieve the good growth, and we are stuck in some range of turnover, and we wanted to grow ourselves, and because of that we joined this sales advisory personal growth plan from Akshay Seth. And so far, since last we have done around seven lectures, and in that we able to find the actual system how to develop the sales and salespersons, and how to achieve the growth. And yes, it is on basic level, but I think within 1 month or so we will be on track, and definitely it will help us to grow what we are thinking.
माझं नाव स्वप्नील गुल्हाने आहे. मी B-रॅम्प ऑटोमेशनचा प्रोप्रायटर आहे. आम्ही ऑथराइज सिस्टीम इंटिग्रेटर आहे स्नायडर इलेक्ट्रिकसाठी आणि वॅगनचे ऑथराइज चॅनल पार्टनर आहोत. ॲक्च्युली सर्वात पहिले तर जेव्हा बिझनेस स्टार्ट करतो तेव्हा ट्रॅडिशनल वेनी सगळा बिझनेस म्हणजे चालू केला होता. त्यानंतर बरेचदा काही प्रॉब्लेम्स येत होते, स्टॅग्नंट आमची ग्रोथ राहत होती. तर त्या स्टॅग्नंट ग्रोथला पुढे नेण्यासाठी म्हणून मी SIL मध्ये सेल्स ग्रोथ मास्टरी प्रोग्राम जॉईन केला. तर त्या प्रोग्राममुळे मला इंटरव्ह्यू कसे घ्यायचे मुलांचे, तुम्ही प्रोडक्ट मार्केटमध्ये कसं सेल करायचं, कसं बाईक सायकल ह्या बाबतीत खूप गायडन्स मिळालं त्यांचं. म्हणून मग मी अजून त्याच्यासाठी पुढं ग्रोथ व्हायला पाहिजे म्हणून त्यांचं पर्सनल ॲडवायझरी जॉईन केलेली आहे. त्यामध्ये पण तुमचं बऱ्याचशा ज्या मल्टीनॅशनल कंपनीजमध्ये ज्या प्रोसेसेस असतात, ज्या ते लोक फॉलो करून ग्रो करतात त्यांच्या कंपनीला, त्याच प्रोसेसेस आता मी माझ्या कंपनीमध्ये पण इम्प्लिमेंट करते. तर त्याच्यामुळे मला बराचसा फायदा झाला.
I got lot of ideas, influenced my life also.
Very good experience to be with you. Got to know how to move forward in life by the methods you have taught us.
एक चीज सीखने को मिली, सब प्रैक्टिस में का मेन पड़ता है. सब मेहनत करेंगे तो सर आगे सफलता मिलेगी और सब सारी चीजें करी जा सकती है, सब पॉसिबल है.
It was an insightful experience. The first thing what I liked is for the first time I understood if we have to do something better, we have to ask the better questions in the life without understanding the methods which are behind that.
Overall, it was very nice experience. What I learned is organizing ourselves, which is most important. It was very wonderful session. The topics you discussed with us, it was very detailed.
Knowledge what you have given to us, whatever we desire, we can program it in our mind. We can program it to ourselves. That was the best thing.
आपने बहुत अच्छी तरीके से टाइम को कैसे मैनेज करने का है, उसकी स्ट्रैटेजी कैसे हैंडल करें, तो ये 10 दिन मेरे लिए बहुत अच्छे रहे.
ये प्रोग्राम बहुत सारे मिथ ब्रेकिंग टाइप का है. अब मैं काफी ऑर्गेनाइज हूँ।
प्रोग्राम डिजाइन और इम्प्लीमेंटेशन बहुत ही एक्सलेंट था। क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं इसलिए दोनों साइड से कंट्रीब्यूशन होता है, तो ये बहुत इफेक्टिव हुआ। बहुत सारी चीजें थे कि जिसको देखने का या सोचने का नजरिया वो बदल गया।
कोई भी मॉड्यूल हो या कोई भी सब्जेक्ट हो, उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ये करना ही है। प्रोफेशनल अगर होना है कोई भी चीज में, तो वो सारी प्रोसेस फॉलो करना पड़ता है।
Much more than course is about overall life mastery. Fortunate and grateful to have learned from you, Akshay sir. Program बहुत बढ़िया लगा.
I think can we start? It's already 3 o'clock. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, sir.
So shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, everyone who has joined. Without much ado, let me start the discussion. So, what are we covering today, Utkarsh? Would you like to begin, Utkarsh? Looks like you are on mute.
Am I audible to you, sir?
Yes, you are loud and clear. So, tell me, how can I serve today?
We in last couple of weeks we were just doing a survey, and fortunately we got to know that a lot of MSME entrepreneurs are facing challenge in increasing the efficiency of the salesperson. That how your screen was a little free, so I thought just check. So a lot of MSME entrepreneurs was facing challenge that how they can improve the efficiency of their salesperson, and as they only have 24 hours in their watch, so the only best possible way is to multiply people like them. So that's where this in the discussion panel discussion we arrived at this decision that we should conduct a session on that how we can improve the productivity and the efficiency of the salesperson. So today, if you can just cover a brief that how an MSME entrepreneur can improve or productivity and efficiency of the salesperson, I think that would be a good objective to achieve.
Okay. So can I take charge now?
Sure, sir. Sure.
So good afternoon, everyone. So the mandate given to me today is that I speak to you about this subject, which is how to improve your salesperson productivity, and we work on the sales efficiency ratio. Are you able to see the screen? If you can drop the comment in the chat box. Are you guys able to see the screen? Thank you, Vivek Manyal. Thank you, Dinesh, I think from ECE. Thank you very much. Everyone is able to see? Okay. So what I would do is I will spend roughly maybe 55 to 60 minutes and share with you two things in terms of how we will be able to achieve this objective. Before I talk about this, let me straight come to the definition of sales productivity. And if you have got a pen and paper, my request is that you make a note of this definition. Sales productivity is a multiplier of two things, two variables. One is called efficiency, and second is called effectiveness. And without taking much time, I want to straight away come to the definition of sales productivity, because in 50 minutes, there are a lot of things that I would like to share with you. So anyone who would like to share, what do you mean by efficiency? If you want to share, say yes in the chat box. If you want to explain what is efficiency, say yes in the chat box. Or say I in the chat box. I will talk to that human being, talk to that soul, and take this conversation forward. If there is anyone who would like to define these two variables, efficiency and effectiveness, you can write I in the chat box. I'll wait for your response. So there is Sanjay Vagule who would like to get into a conversation. So let's look at Sanjay Vagule. Sanjay Vagule, I will allow you to talk and you can come and share your experience with us. So when you say efficiency and effectiveness, what do you mean, Sanjay?
Yeah. Hello. Am I audible?
Loud and clear, Sanjay.
Yes, sir. Sir, efficiency means my definition of efficiency is if a salesperson is given is expected to make 4 sales calls in a day, and if he fulfills all, if he makes the 4 sales calls, that means he's done his job efficiently. And effectiveness means whatever is expected out of each sales call, that outcome of that sales call is defined as effectiveness. So efficiency into effectiveness is equal to productivity is what I understand.
Can I echo the same thoughts in the form of a slide, Sanjay?
Yes, sir.
Look at this. Efficiency is creating as many opportunities as possible, and how well a team capitalizes on those opportunities is effectiveness.
Okay.
Are you in agreement with that?
Yes, yes.
Is this what you were saying?
Yes.
You gave a very good example that if a human being is supposed to make 4 calls and he completes those calls in the designated period of time, then he is efficient in that task.
Yes, sir.
However, the productivity part of it is the effectiveness. Yes, no?
Yes, sir. That is what.
How well is he able to achieve the objectives which were there in the call? Are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Look at this. What's your opinion on this? How many of you agree? Apart from Sanjay, if you agree with this statement, drop yes in the chat box. Drop a Y in the chat box. If you agree with the statement which is there on the slide, please press a Y in the chat box. What's your opinion, Sanjay?
Most
people spend their time in non-selling activities.
Well, that's partially yes, because the
research shows across the globe, various researches are there on this subject, and you will be surprised, most of them are ranging in between 60 to 70% of non-selling activities time.
Yes.
So what it means is that if you do a time and motion study of, let's say, 9 hours, 10 hours spent by a salesperson, 65 to 70% is going in non-selling activity, administrative activities, which means he is basically not there in front of his prospect or the customer. Are you with me?
Yes.
So first thing that I want you to do as a sales leader in your organization, Sanjay,
yes,
is to do a time and motion study of your salespeople and see, because as leaders, what is our task? What is our role?
Yeah, our role is to prepare a reasonable targets and schedule and accordingly arrange a manpower.
Our first role is to find out this. Which is, why are our sales rep not meeting our quota or target?
Yes.
Why qualified leads are not coming to them? And why our sales force is talking to the customers but not able to close? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
In the morning, if you are my manager, Sanjay, and the only thing that you do is to calculate efficiency and continue only talking about efficiencies, and start shouting on top of your voice that you are not efficient, are you in any way helping me to achieve my numbers, or you are spoiling my mood right in the morning?
No, spoiling the mood.
And if there is a leader who comes with an intention to understand the other soul, understand what role he or she can play in developing that person, because our fundamental task is what? Our fundamental task is, look at the objective.
Yes, to support them.
Our objective as sales leader is to help them get better. Yes, no?
Correct.
And if we have got a team, let's say of 5 people, 6 people, 10 people, do we all agree? Say yes or no in the chat box. Do we all agree that every team member is as unique as their thumbprint?
Yes.
With some you would be expecting that they should be submitting the report by 6 p.m. With some you would be expecting that they should do data analysis. With some you would be expecting that they should use the ERP software that the company has implemented. With some you would be expecting that they should be well dressed. With some you would be expecting that they should be very affluent in English. With some you would be expecting that they should be making jazzy presentations, and so on and so forth. The list of a leader or the expectation of the leader goes on, so on and so forth. Yes or no? But what is our fundamental role? Our fundamental role as leaders is to help them get better. Do you all agree?
Yes.
Apart from Sanjay, I'm asking everyone, do you all agree? Say cheers in the chat box if you agree. Say cheers in the chat box so that I know that you guys are listening. If you agree with my point of view, then say cheers in the chat box. And how do we do that is the topic for today. Look at the kind of challenges that our salespeople today faces. Sanjay, if you can be a sport and read what is written.
I love to do what you are asking me to do, but I don't trust data.
Just hold on. What does this mean? What is this challenge all about?
Means, yes, whatever is been told, I love to do it, but I'm not sure what will be the outcome.
No. I'm talking about some practical challenge, because I don't teach things which are found in the books available at the airport. I teach salespeople, I live with salespeople, I breathe sales, and these are my experiences.
Yes.
Okay. The challenges that salespeople share. Let's say I'm talking about a conversation that I was doing yesterday with somebody. We were doing collection review. Okay. And most of the times I have spoken to 350 companies in the last 2 years. And most of the companies that I deal with have a lot of time spent in debating with each other that the data that has been provided, whether it is of revenue, whether it is of order book, whether it is of number of calls, whether it is of collection, whether it is of aging, whether it is of stages of funnel, whether it is of qualified leads, whether it is of traffic, whether it is of the value, whether it is the meeting that you do, I don't trust that data. They keep on debating with each other. And as leaders, we need to identify what data my team is most frustrated with. क्या उसके पास बेचारे के पास लीड्स नहीं आ रही हैं, ये उसकी परेशानी है? अगर लीड्स आ रही हैं तो वो अपॉइंटमेंट्स नहीं मिल पा रहा है, ये उसकी परेशानी है? अगर वो if he is able to get appointments, is he not able to open the sales call properly? If he is calling so many people, everyone is saying that I'm driving, he doesn't know how to handle that objection. What data he is most frustrated with? Sitting in a cabin and telling people what to do is the easiest thing to do. But if you want to become great sales leaders, our job is to help them get better. And as sales leaders, we need to know what is the data point that they are most frustrated with right now. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, say Akshay in the chat box. Write my name in the chat box. कितना अच्छा लगता है ना, कितना ईगो मसाज होता है अपना चैट बॉक्स में नाम आ रहा है. My father and mother, who is not alive right now, must be very happy. Number three, only some 10-15 people have written my name. That means others are either not there, or mentally not there, or physically not there. So please, I want all of you who have joined in large numbers, please ensure that you write the name so that I know that we are connected with each other. Yeah. The third is they don't trust numbers. Most of the salespeople don't trust numbers. मेरे से बहुत सारे ओनर फ्रेंड्स एक प्रॉब्लम कहते हैं कि सर आप हमारे टीम को ना डिसिप्लिन कर दीजिए, हमारी टीम डिसिप्लिन नहीं है. What do they tell me basically? When they say that our team is not disciplined, what are they saying to me? कह तो ये रहे हैं लेकिन कहना क्या चाहते हैं? Sanjay, can you guess?
Yeah, the one reason is reports are not time. Then feedback is sometimes not dependable.
And what's the root cause?
Root cause maybe the lack of adequate training to the salesperson, or maybe some unexpected objections from the client side, which we are not prepared for.
So my friend Rajiv Cherin, let me shift to Rajiv Cherin. Rajiv Cherin wrote a word called trust. Let me understand what does he mean by that. I will catch you, my dear friend Sanjay, and let me talk to Rajiv Cherin.
Yes, sir.
Hey Rajiv, are you there? Hey Rajiv, are you there? Rajiv Cherin. You are allowed to talk. You can talk. You can unmute and talk. Are you able to talk to me right now, Rajiv Cherin?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Rajiv. Thank you very much.
The thing is, like,
request at random.
See, as a leader, you have to showcase yourself and earn the trust of the people. So your subordinates should win trust on you. So whatever this gentleman says, as a line manager or as a leader, they should imbibe it, and for that you need to win that trust.
And how do we win that as sales leader? That's the biggest problem, because if we gain that trust, productivity will improve.
Yeah, the thing is, like, no, if you are into a problem, then you should show the path to how to come out of it. And they should not have a fear to speak. All about, like, no, what are their problems. And so in some cases, your manager would be like, what you could say, very, very autocratic kind of a guy. So people will feel very bad in sharing the problems with him. This is not the right approach, which earlier it was there. Now, currently, it's all about, like, decentralization. So it's all about collective participation. As a team, we need not only one single person cannot change the entire system. It's a team game. So
I agree with you.
So that's what
whichever model, Rajiv, that a leader uses, whether it is a strategy, whether it is a model or a framework that a sales leader or an entrepreneur uses to solve that particular problem. I want you to share with me your insights around when I use the word strategy, when I use the word sales model, when I use the word blueprint, when I use the framework. What do you mean by that?
Sir, I will give you a live example with my, experience in the FMCG vertical. See, I was handling a company known as Jolly, where you would have heard about a brand known as Medimix soaps. A talcum powder. So when I was heading the entire South India sales and distribution operation, the first and the primary problem which was addressed to me was that we were degrowing at a minus 40%. Okay, this happened in 2017, 2018 fiscal. And if you look into the industry was growing at a flat rate. You're getting me, sir?
Yes, absolutely. So the numbers were dipping and the industry was growing at the flat rate. Yes.
A flat rate, post demonetization and all this GST, this thing. Now pushing your team to get more numbers doesn't make any sense. So there is a real challenge which has to be addressed from the leadership role. So when we were doing this analysis with the data from Nielsen, it was coming out that, I mean, see, if you look into the soap industry in India, it was computing to 16,000 crores. That's what the market size of India.
The total addressable market is 60,000 crores?
16,000, 16,000.
16, okay.
Out of which, I mean, 34% of the market share is with 125 gram category. Hello.
Yes, I'm able to listen to you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, and 75 to 100 gram constitute to 32% of the market share. And 11% of the market share was with a value pack of 4 with 150 gram into pack of 4. What happens in reality is that when my competition sells one piece of 125 grams soap, I will be only able to sell one piece of 75 grams soap. That means by default, I am degrowing by minus 40%. Right. So if you put pressure onto your people without understanding or getting into these analysis, probably it will never work out. You keep on pressurizing.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What numbers do you trust?
Sir, it is all about like, no, I believe in Nielsen data. Point number one, because it will be 90 to 95% accurate.
So you are saying one important aspect is the market research data.
Market
What
research.
else? What else?
Your report has to be cross-checked. Now you do a share among the wallet or a handler analysis, you will exactly find out where is your problem.
Yeah.
Now another challenge.
Sorry. Just paucity of time. Every model, Rajiv, that we build.
Yeah.
Let me put a thought to your mind right now. Every model that we build as sales leaders is nothing but a simplification of reality.
Yes.
Do you agree with me?
I completely vouch.
Huh?
Yeah.
Now, keeping that thought in mind, there are 6 big hurdles in improving productivity that we see.
Okay.
Okay. And this is a challenge that I'm talking about MSMEs right now.
Okay.
Okay. The first one I have seen is duplication of records.
Yes.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
In you, the top management people or whatever it may be, whomever it may be, they will, I mean, further the data or on their convenience, they would, I mean, edit it.
No. Here in Indian MSMEs, you are talking about a large organization which is relying on data of AC Nielsen.
Okay.
In Indian MSMEs, let's say if you have a 6-member team.
Okay.
Okay. One of the challenges in improving productivity is that everyone is using a different format.
Okay.
Everyone is making efforts in the different direction, and everyone does not have a centralized database.
Everyone doesn't have a centralized data. Okay.
So what they do is they end up making duplicate efforts.
Okay.
That's the challenge number 1 in improving productivity.
Okay.
And I firmly believe and advise that if you want to improve productivity, the first thing as a consultant is to ensure that there is only one single source of truth.
One single
source of truth.
Okay.
The second point that I'm making here is that people start giving analysis without checking the authenticity or completion of records. Which means if you look at sales funnel, look at the quality of the records that has been maintained by the organization if you want to improve productivity.
Yeah.
Just a quick question to you, and then I'll catch up with some other person. Thanks for being a sport. Why do Indian people behave well in Singapore?
Why do Indian people
behave well in Singapore? Or Dubai for that matter?
I mean, see, it's like, I mean, the rules and regulations might be what?
And why do Indians park their car well in Dubai?
That's what, I mean, the rules and regulations are quite stringent and it's not that much flexible.
Yeah. Now, one of the biggest reasons is that there is a demigod called camera which is there.
Okay.
Okay, and what camera provides is data.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And wherever data is there, it is much easier for a human being or a manager or an entrepreneur to take corrective actions.
Definitely, 101%.
Right?
Yeah.
The third problem statement I want to highlight is inconsistency of any report. You start a marketing calendar.
Okay.
and let's say we decide that we will send one email to our prospective database for 52 weeks.
Okay.
One of the challenges that we face is that inconsistency of sending that data.
Okay.
We decide that we will do morning meeting in, let's say, at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
But you will see inconsistency of that.
Definitely. Yeah.
We will decide any process. Most of the times, if we want to attack productivity, we need to be consistent to handle that.
Definitely.
Point number 4.
Yeah.
Sales process is not defined or followed.
Stage process is not defined or followed. Okay.
Or followed. Which means in a company, if you want to improve sales productivity, the first thing that you need to attack is to ensure that the stages of the sales funnel are very well defined.
Definitely.
And why do I say that? I say that because every customer is a journey. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Every conversation with a particular account is a journey. Especially in B2B, I'm not talking about very low value sales interactions.
Right.
Yeah? There also you will have buying patterns.
Right.
And point number 5 is activity patterns. We don't have a mechanism to track activity.
Definitely.
Which means many MSMEs today do not know where their sales guys are when I'm conducting this webinar at 3 p.m. right now.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about policing only. I'm talking about all the activity patterns. All the input ratios are not very well defined in a company. And last but not the least, we are getting there, but I would say 10 out of 100 when it comes to Indian MSMEs, because there is a very less awareness about sales enablement tools, whether it is artificial intelligence tools or BI tools, business intelligence tools.
Right.
Whether it is market automation tools, whether it is ability to design a creative, whether it is automating a particular piece, whether it is sending automated reminders to your outstanding clients, all of that.
Right.
Productivity tools are not very. So these are the 6 hurdles. How many of you, Rajiv agrees, how many of you who are there with me right now agree with these 6 points? If you agree with me, say yay, Y-A-Y in the chat box. Say yay in the chat box. If you agree that these are the hurdles that people face, say yay in the chat box. Y-A-Y. Let me look at the reactions. A lot of people have responded. Let me move forward. Very good. Excellent. Thank you for participating and making it a two-way conversation to the best of our ability as far as this technology is concerned of webinar. Obviously, at any given point in time, I would love to be in person in front of you while talking to you about it. But practically, this platform helps us to reach out to you. Sitting at my office, I can reach out to all of you and share some important inputs that I've learned. Look at some sales productivity metrics that I want to talk about. If you want to improve sales productivity, you need to measure the following. Number 1, and I'm not sharing a complete exhaustive list. Many people can debate with me that this is incomplete. There are many other metrics that we measure, but some fundamental things that I want you to measure in the company. So how many of you measure total revenue every day? Say yes in the chat box if you measure total revenue every day. The sales every day. If you measure sales every day, say yes in the chat box, which means FTD sales. Number 2, average revenue per account. I'm writing average revenue per account. Do you calculate this in your company? Say yes in the chat box. If you don't do it, say N in the chat box. If you do not calculate this, say N in the chat box. I don't know where to park those people who are not saying yes or no. And they have come here to join and learn about productivity. How many of you know how to calculate? Rajiv, if you don't mind, if you can switch off your mic because there's a little background noise coming in. Market penetration. How many of you know how to calculate market penetration? So that's do not know. Mukesh Singh says we don't know. So who would like to define what is market penetration? My friend Rajiv Cherian just defined market penetration a few minutes back. Rajiv, are you still around? Rajiv, are you still around? Rajiv, are you still around? You can talk. Market penetration is what is the portion or the pie of the total addressable market that you are catering to. In smaller companies who do not rely on market research, only rely on their past 20 or 30 years of experience of business, may not understand head and tail of market penetration. But those companies who think big and rely on authentic data sources or reports provided by market research agencies which are sort of accurate, gives at least a macro view of their total addressable market. They plan their strategy using the market research agencies. So one of the research pieces that Rajiv was sharing today was about AC Nielsen's report in his industry. Number 4 thing that I want you to measure if you want to improve productivity is to first start measuring percentage of revenue from new and existing customers. How many of you calculate separately? That means in your company, there is a daily dashboard where you capture revenue coming in from new customers and existing customers. Daily, weekly, depending on the frequency that you want to measure. Those who are saying yes, cheers from my side. Those who are saying no, start doing it. Okay. Then the next point I have mentioned is win rate. How many of you calculate win rate? Which means you calculate the effectiveness of your sales process and calculate win rates. How many of you calculate year-on-year growth at least for the last 3 to 5 years if you are old into the business? This may not be relevant if you are a startup, you have started this year. And how many of you calculate lifetime value of the customer? What do you mean by lifetime value? Who would like to attempt and give me a definition of lifetime value? Who will explain LTV to me? If you know and you are confident that you can explain, say I in the chat box. Say I in the chat box. If you want to share with me or discuss with me about lifetime value of the customer. So let me invite one of my friends who's a very, very senior professional. He is heading a Japanese company, and let me have the pleasure of inviting him. Mr. Khanna, are you there? Can you unmute and talk?
Yeah, Akshay, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Your voice is so crystal clear.
See, we do calculate YOY growth, and we also
just for the benefit of everyone, can you also introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Sangam Khanna, and I'm the Deputy Managing Director in Kumori, India. And we do hold a 60% market share in our vertical where we service, and we've been have been instrumental in growing this business from 0 to 60% in market share in the last 14 years. Although I have been very much successful in sales, but after coming in across Dr. Akshay, I have become his fan. He's my guru, and I still keep learning from him.
Friends, he has been very modest. He is my coffee partner. I learn from him, and appreciation for each other is mutual. Sangam sir, I have a question for you. What do you mean by lifetime value of a customer?
See, the way we calculate the lifetime value of a customer is that not only the product which we sell, but also the services and the related products or the after sales services which we provide to our customers gives us the lifetime LTV, which in our language we call it on a time scale of 5 to 10 years. So we continuously see that if we are getting a repeat sale within 5 years, we will keep putting it in the LTV in our case. That's the way we calculate it. For all the services, all the advisories which we give.
Today, I have also another friend of mine. Let me invite him on the same subject. There are a lot of people who are saying they are my friends. So let me invite Mr. Mohan Anturkar. Mohan Anturkar ji, welcome and share who you are with the audience.
I am Mohan Anturkar. We manufacture cooling towers, and I honestly, no flirting, but I enjoy talking to you. And every time, whenever I have attended your session, I have learned something more than past. And I think in the last 2 years, whatever we have scaled up top line is majority of the credit goes to Dr. Akshay.
Love you. So with this in mind, and I have got a lot of fan club right now, I'm feeling on top of the world, and I'm copying the statement that Mohan Anturkar ji makes, that whenever I ask him, how are you, he says, on top of the world. So,
true.
With that in mind, let me also introduce some new concept. Mohan ji, what do you mean by net promoter score? Do you know that?
Net promoter score?
Yeah. These are some more metrics.
No. Probably.
Let's take, for example, in your business, you have a vertical for projects.
Yeah.
You have a vertical where you do trading.
Yeah.
And you have some revenue coming in from service.
Right.
Yes, no?
Yeah.
Now, let's say, take, for example, you have, let's say, assuming in projects, you have 10 customers.
Correct.
Now, what is the probability of those 10 people referring M-square engineers to others? Is called net promoter score.
Okay.
Which means not only they will recommend your name,
yeah,
but will actually sell on your behalf.
True. Okay.
So let's say if somebody takes a feedback about M-square engineer from me,
okay,
I can be that one person.
Okay, correct.
That's how you calculate net promoter score.
Okay.
So for a company, they take a sample size.
Okay.
And from that sample size, they identify who could possibly be those people and what percentage of people will actually promote our name.
True.
That's how we calculate net promoter score. This is also a sales productivity matrix, which actually cuts across the service side of it, cuts across the sales side of it, cuts across the brand side of it. Yes, no?
Great, yeah.
Then the next parameter, obviously everyone will say yes, is target achievement. Then there is another point which is called pipeline coverage. Anyone else apart from my two friends, or maybe let me go back to Mr. Khanna because he is here. Mr. Khanna, what is pipeline coverage?
See, the way we map pipeline coverage is that all the sales funnel which we have, we keep mapping it periodically. So this is what we use it as pipeline coverage. I do not know what is your concept. Maybe something totally different.
No, we are on the same page. The only thing that I would like to add is that in most of the organizations, especially Indian MSMEs and many sales leaders of large corporates also have seen that when they do sales funnel review, when they do sales pipeline review, there is a lot of confusion around properly tagging at what stage a company or an account is. Okay. So one of our tasks as a leader should be to educate our people in terms of, let's say, lack of better word, if we are using a sales funnel stage as SPANCO, where S means suspect, P means prospect, A means approach, M means negotiation, C means close, or we order. Are we seeing whether we are covering the entire piece? Second, are there clear handoffs from one stage to another? And are we calculating the losses that are happening at each of these stages? Okay. So from, let's say, 100 suspects, are we knowing at what stage each of these accounts are and where is the leakage happening, and then taking corrective action on that? So that's one productivity matrix that I look at. Another productivity matrix that I look at is called sales expenses ratio. Any one of you who would like to attempt sales expenses ratio, say I in the chat box. Tell me, what do you mean by sales expenses ratio? Say I in the chat box if you know sales expenses ratio. So again, my friend Mr. Khanna is there. How do you calculate sales expenses ratio in your account?
The way we calculate the cost of getting a sale is what we measure are the sales expense ratios. There could be orders lost and orders gained, but we would take the expenses all into the order win ratio and then calculate how much money we spend to get one product sale.
So which means, are you saying the customer acquisition cost?
Yes, we take it as a customer acquisition cost. It may be even a repeat sale or existing or a new customer. That's the way we take it.
Correct. So let me go back. Let me reflect back on what we have covered so far and what are the points that I'm trying to make. First, we explained productivity. After that, we explained what is efficiency, what is effectiveness. Then we went on to various challenges. Then I spoke about the 6 biggest of hurdles that MSMEs are facing. Then I went on to some metrics: total revenue, average revenue per account, market penetration, percentage of revenue, win rate, year-on-year growth, LTV, net promoter score, target achievement, pipeline coverage, sales expenses ratio. Some of the reflections that I would like to share with all of you is, please remember, in my experience of over 2+ decades and dealing with salespeople in 18 countries, I would say that value of the sales pipeline is dependent on quality and quantity of items in the pipeline. So both the quantity, the easiest way to improve productivity in any organization is to at least improve the efficiency. So first, see the leakage in efficiency in the company. If there are 10 people and they're supposed to make five calls in a day, are they making 50? First, look at that. This is the easiest step that you can do to improve. Look at this ratio and improve productivity. The second part is, any process that you are building in your company, it is only important if it adds value. There are so many entrepreneurs who stresses upon the fact of importance of process, but it's a journey. My dear friends, you need to have patience, whether you are building a marketing system, whether you are building a sales system, whether you are building a referral system, whether you are building a lead management system. It's a process. Please focus on that process if it adds value. Number 3, I spoke about that every sales model is nothing but a simplification of reality. So if you can simplify your processes. One important point that I would like to make is, in the recent past, during COVID times, and COVID is not over yet, I want all of you to stay safe. Quickly deviating from the subject, but want to make a wish for all of you that all of you stay safe. When cases were reported of COVID, was the government engine reporting COVID cases reported, or they were reporting cases infected? Write down your comments in the chat box. Were they reporting COVID cases reported, or they were reporting cases infected? Write down your answer in the chat box. But with that, they were trying to guess the addressable market, the number of people who might be possibly infected, and reporting a case, reporting a data on that. My request to all of you is that if you want to improve productivity, the biggest tool that each one of you have, yes, I agree, Mukeshji, Unfortunately, it is true. What I want to say with this example is that get insights through data. And those leaders who are listening to me in this webinar in large numbers from different parts of the country, very, very senior people you just heard, one deputy managing director of the company, one owner of the company, of a large company. Please listen to this carefully. If you want to improve productivity, the biggest tool that you have is data. How to improve sales productivity? I would share 4 or 5 important steps. Number 1, if you are on a journey to increase sales productivity, number 1, first map the entire client acquisition process in the company. Right from identifying a prospect and then contacting them, and then from contact to contract, please first map the entire client acquisition process. And if you allow me to do a little bit of selling with you, which I will do, even if you will not give me permission, then if you want to learn the art and science of what is a client acquisition process and how you can build one for your organization, I would strongly recommend that you join the Sales Magnet program, and the details I will share at the end of this webinar, where I will teach you not only the understanding part of the client acquisition process, but at every stage, what to do so that you can move forward and improve productivity. Number 2, in your sales funnel, have very clearly defined sales stages. Most of the times confusion happens because there is no definition, there is no recorded definition. A few handful people know about it in the company, but others do not. Number 3, there should be a single system of truth. Today morning, I was doing a conversation with a company, and I have been requesting that company for the last 3 to 4 months that right from inquiry to cash, please have one single source of truth. Now they have a different project sheet, they have a different service sheet, they have a different vertical wise sheet. Unnecessarily, because of this communication gap, they are running 4 or 5 companies within one large company. An inquiry is an inquiry, a sales order is a sales order. Yeah. So there should be single master or single system. If you are talking about an ERP, I'm saying single system of truth to increase velocity in the company. Don't improve productivity, increase the velocity in the company. Number 4, engage with the most important asset, which is the prospect and the customer. Rest is all bullshit. And last but not the least, once you are clear on the first 4 steps that I've just mentioned, if you want to improve sales productivity, please automate your playbook. And when I'm saying playbook, the entire process needs to be automated. Then start searching for the right partner who can automate for your company, for your industry. And please do not ask somebody to automate your processes if that person does not have the wherewithal to do it. And compare with the best. I have seen many of my friends who have attempted to automate their processes, but it takes ages to build one. And they lose precious time. Some more points to ponder before I finish, because my time is till 5 o'clock. Number 1, improve the hiring process in the company if you want to improve productivity. Improve and learn how to get high quality leads in the company. Third, build a system of onboarding and training. I've already spoken about automation of sales process. Get the productivity tools for your salespeople. Yeah. And get the measurement metrics in place. You can't run a large organization in an Excel file only. You need to appreciate that. And last 3 points. Number 1, please ensure that your marketing team and sales team talk to each other on a defined frequency. Otherwise, ऐसा लगेगा जैसे across the border किसी और नेशन से बात कर रहे हैं। एक टीम कहती है कि मैंने लीड जनरेट करके दे दी, और एक टीम कहती है क्वालिटी ऑफ लीड्स अच्छी नहीं आ रही, और उन दोनों के बीच में बॉल ड्रॉप होती रहती है, और दोनों एक दूसरे को गलत प्रूव करते रहते हैं, जिसमें नुकसान सिर्फ कंपनी का होता है। Second last point, please train your people on how to handle social media. Most of the sales directors are still operating from their own comfort zone of doing selling in the oldest possible format. Today, there are too many things that we can do. Today, I am able to talk to hundreds of people only because of social media. And last but not the least, whether you call it incentive, whether you call it motivational program, whether you take your team to Thailand or Bangkok or Bali or wherever, but prior to that, build a system where you can appreciate smaller wins with people, because you can only accentuate positives if you build a culture of appreciation, and culture eats strategy for breakfast. Yeah. With that in mind, I'll just do one quick revision with everyone, and then I'll take questions. Number one, I spoke about productivity. I gave this formula. I hope you have noted. Those of you who have a mobile, please take a screenshot, click a picture so that you are aware about it. Then I explained the definition along with my friend Rajiv Cherian. Thanks, Rajiv, for that small talk. You explained it beautifully. Sanjay, who explained it beautifully about efficiency and effectiveness. Thank you very much for joining on such a short notice, requesting you, seeing your name, and then you responding and being a real sport. Then we spoke about mapping our salespeople. Time and motion study is what is called, so that our job is to ensure that our salespeople sit in front of our customers and service delivery team do what they are supposed to do. Then I asked about what do leaders are for, and our objective as leaders is to help them get better. How can we help them get better? By understanding these challenges. And there are 6 hurdles that I spoke about: duplication of data, incomplete records, inconsistency, sales process is not defined, followed, every account is a journey, activity patterns, and less awareness about sales enablement tools. Then I spoke about some matrix that we can build, with the help of which we can improve sales productivity: revenue, average revenue per account, market penetration, percentage of revenue from new and existing customers, win rate, year-on-year growth, lifetime value, net promoter score, target achievement, pipeline coverage, and sales expenses ratios. So in total, I've spoken about some 11 matrix. You can add more as per your business. I spoke about some reflections while I was preparing this presentation. And last but not the least, I gave you a 5-point framework or a model which simplifies our reality, which is you should map the client acquisition process, clearly define sales stages, put the data at one place so that everyone can see. Fourth, have more conversations, more meetings with your customers. And last but not the least, use technology to automate. Some more points that I could not cover, but I want to leave it with that school of thought. Hiring is important. High quality leads is important. Onboarding and training is important. Automation of sales process is important. Tools is important, and measurement matrix is important. And last 3, alignment of lead gen team, social selling, and appreciation for wins. Now, on that note, I would request all of you, if you have any questions, you can write I in the chat box. Those of you who want to ask questions, say I in the chat box, and I will take that question one by one. If you have any questions, you can write I in the chat box, and I will start answering each of these questions one by one. In case if you do not have any questions, I want all of you to do one thing right now. My request is, do one thing and let me share the screen. Guys, do 2 things rather. Okay. Step number 1, go to my LinkedIn profile. Okay. And if you will go to my LinkedIn profile, you will see a portion where this piece is live. So if you have learned anything and missed anything from today's session, you should be able to go to this page of School of Inspirational Leadership on LinkedIn, and you will be able to write comments on whatever you learned. Yes or no? Okay. Right now, whatever I'm doing, you are seeing it live on the screen because it is recorded and you can listen to the recorded sessions. So a lot of people used to ask me, can we get the recording so you can see the recording there? Okay. That is one request that I wanted to make. Second request that I want to make. Is this good that you are getting a recording free of cost? Is this good? Okay. Now, the second thing I want you to do is, and before any one of you, look at the surprise that I have for you. If you want to add further value and want to learn about sales, go to this website called SILuniversity.com. I want all of you to open this website, SILuniversity.com. Explore this website in detail and look at all the solutions that we have to offer. And if you want to revise some of the concepts of my program or any other program of your choice, Sales Magnet is here. You can click there and navigate. And the bonus that you have is that there are free power sessions. So you can watch my video. You can learn about Spanco and sales funnel. You can learn about language of needs. You can understand how to understand real needs of the customer. You can look at this video of how products meet the need. You can look at some negotiation video, and you can look at some types of concerns. Look at the free power sessions which are available and gain from them. So these are the things that you will have. In case if you want to learn more and you think that these free power sessions are only a sneak preview and you want to learn the full program of Sales Magnet journey, then I would request you to register. If you have liked my way of teaching, if you have found value in what I shared with you, then I conduct a program called Sales Magnet, which is a live session of 10 days. And in that, you will get total 10 days of training of 2 hours each, which is a 20-hour program. We are launching 32nd batch of Sales Magnet program, and the link to register and the link for the program is there in the chat box. So those of you who would like to become members of Sales Growth Community and want to learn lifelong from me once a week, then you can register for this program. The only fees that I charge for this program is 9,999 rupees plus taxes. You pay once. What all you get? You get 20 hours of program. You get a chance to do 1 hour of conversation with me and lifelong coaching support 1 hour per week, which is on Sunday from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. only for those people who have already attended a Sales Magnet program. So I hope you enjoyed the sales productivity session today. I hope you picked up some real definitions of sales matrix, sales productivity, and you have got the pointers where you need to focus on. With that in mind, I am signing off from Gurgaon. My name is Dr. Akshay Seth. I am a sales growth specialist, and I help MSME entrepreneurs whose business is stagnant, and I provide a sales growth blueprint with the help of which they can achieve sustainable growth. With that mission of impacting lives of millions of people, loads and loads of wishes to you. May all of you become a multi-million-dollar money magnet. And with that wish in mind, signing off. If you liked the program today, say cheers in the chat box. If you liked what I covered today, say cheers in the chat box. That would motivate me for serving you, that will motivate School of Inspirational Leadership, who has put this webinar together for all of you. So let the cheers drop in, and I promise you that I will continue to serve people once a week till the time I'm physically fit and ready to serve. After I die, my videos will serve you. That's my promise to you. Yeah. God bless, and convey my regards to everyone at home. I look forward to joining the 32nd batch of the Sales Mastery Program. The dates are given in the chat box. If you want to ask any question from my team, you can connect with them. The program dates are 24th May to 3rd of July. And this batch happens from 7 a.m. in the morning till 9 a.m. in the morning. So those of you who are interested, please come. Those who have already attended the program, if you want to revise, please join. The revision for my programs is free of cost. And I assure you that even if you have done the program before, if you will join it again, you will find the difference. Because this is an evolving program. We are continuously improving one batch after the other. Wish you all the best. God bless you. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you, Utkarsh, and the team who has put this webinar together. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rajshri. Thank you, Ganguly. Thank you, Abhijit. Bye-bye.
I'm Karan Chopra. I'm Director of Chirayu Power Private Limited. We are into solar industry. We provide EPC solutions to our client. The major reason to join the Sales Mastery Program and then the advisory program is, I have attended a Sales Mastery Program, which is a 10-day course given by Dr. Akshay Seth, sir. So I've learned many things in that complete 10-day session, what all things are missing in our organization and how to structure our organization. Then after knowing those things, I needed personal advisory because there are a lot of things that needs to be done in our organization to lift it from existing 15 CR company to a dream which we want to achieve. So Akshay sir is helping us out. It's been 6 sessions with him in the personal mastery session, and it's going fabulous. I've learned so many things in those sessions, right from opening of call, how to get new prospects in our company, and everything right from detailed scratch. He's training us. He's also taken the training of our staff, of all our sales members and everyone. So it's going good. It's going so cool. I highly recommend this kind of session for every business entrepreneur who wants to grow his company from a certain stagnant point to a dream which he wants to achieve. And all the best to the whole SIL team. Thank you.
The mentoring sessions for me, the last 10 days helped me how I should think, what steps should I take. Things are a bit clear in my mind.
See our goal, we fixed our goal. But a structured way of approaching is sitting somewhere. So this program has enlightened me on that. I'm now confident.
You fix up the goal and then find the ways. अभी ये मेरे समझ में आ गया कि that should be a structured way to go over there. बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत सारा सीख लिया कि जैसे फाइन ट्यूनिंग लाइफ को कैसा करना है.
Sales was something, yes, I knew it a bit through this sessions or through this program. I got a direction not only in how to work in sales but in life.
आपने सबसे बढ़िया सिखाया कि एक जेन्युइन सेल्स पर्सन कैसे चेंज कर सकता है और कैसे हेल्प कर सकता है. सेल्स पर्सन को देखने का मेरे को नजरिया दिया.